Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What made you move out of your parents' house? My parents. I mean, the house was pretty decent, but the roommates were starting to bug me. The feelings were probably mutual. Too many adults under one roof. Needed to branch off and be my own person in my own space. Yeah, I love my parents, and I honestly have a great relationship with them. In fact, I'm moving across the country to be near them in about a month. And I'll be living with them for a bit while I search for my own place. However, when I live with them, I struggle to act as an independent adult. It's as much my fault as everyone else's, but I still prefer living on my own long term. We didn't have a house. We lived in an apartment. I had been paying half the rent since I was 15. One day I get home, my mom's packing bags. I asked, "What's up, where is she going?" She said she was going to go stay with my sister and see my nieces. I was like, okay, cool, see you in a few days, I guess. I get a call 2 weeks later that she isn't coming back and already told the landlord I'd be out in 24 hours. I called the landlord, told him I had no idea what was going on. He gave me a month to move out, put all my mom's stuff in storage and started life on my own. To this day I don't know why she chose to up and leave me. I've asked her and she just says she missed my nieces and wanted to be with them. Really going to drop a 17 years, give them 24 hours to move out. Took a long time to get over. Whoa. How are you now? I'm good, house, 2 cars, workaholic, average American. Can't be too hard on my mom now. All her partying caught up to her. Brain issues, seizures, diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Mom was downsizing due to financial difficulties and didn't have room for me in the new apartment. So, I struck a deal with the manager of the little restaurant where I worked part-time to rent a room from him and his wife while I finished high school. It was a good growing up experience. The only downside was I'm pretty sure my manager didn't bother mentioning to his wife that some awkward pimple-faced 17-year-old would be moving in until that Saturday morning when I was dragging all my crap through their living room towards the back bedroom. She gave me a frosty reception and frankly, I couldn't blame her. If you're trying to finish high school and you're only 17, why would your mom get an apartment without room for the both of you? Why not wait until you're moved out or get a larger one? ... Well, it's like I said, she was having financial difficulties. Given her money situation, she simply didn't have the latitude to either put off the downsizing move or to get a bigger apartment. It was the best she could do with the resources she had. Things eventually got better for her, but she never got back to the luxuries she had when she was young. In Germany, parents are legally required to support their children until they are 25 or finished their first job training, as in finished the education for the first job. I really don't get how parents expect their 17-year-old to work and go to school at the same time. How does a mother not have room for her child? My mind is severely blown by this. Damn, I need to call my mom. I moved out 2 weeks after my 17th birthday. My mom's house was foreclosed and she was in jail. My room at my father's had been removed and none of the 3 full siblings could be forced to share. At least I was already done with high school. Woman shrugging, oh, this was an upper middle class rural family. Giving birth does not equate to becoming a selfless, wonderful being. I'm lucky enough to have an absolute saint for a mother. But I know a few women who are absolutely awful and have 100% pulled this same move. As soon as having a kid stops benefiting them, they stop providing support. They started charging me rent. Figured if I was going to pay rent anywhere, I'd rather do it someplace where I answered only to myself. My parents charged me rent when I decided I wasn't going to do university anymore, but they gave me back my rent when I bought a house down the road, so it all worked out. That's really cool. Mine charged me $600 a month in 2006, the day I graduated high school. I got a raise at work a year later and suddenly my rent was $800 per month. And I left shortly after. It felt like they were stealing from me. Wow, yeah, I would feel the same. Ex-stepdad. My 18th birthday. At 6 a.m. Wake up. Happy birthday. Now pack your things and get the fuck out of my house. The sheriff showed up later that afternoon and escorted me off the property. I spent the remainder of the evening curled up in a ball in the furthest corner I could find, in a men's homeless shelter. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kind words and concerns. I'm 41 now, married with 2 stepchildren of my own. They are loved and treated well. I refuse to continue the shitty parent cycle, and although my 20s were very rough, I began to shine in my 30s and here I am, enjoying my 40s. I don't understand how people are capable of being so shitty. What is broken in your brain that you do that to a kid on his 18th birthday? Double-faced narcissist. I like that. Ex-stepdad. I just say estranged for mine after my mom passed. But I was watching King of the Hill the other day when he said, "My dad's been dead over a year." I was hoping she'd take that as the end of her step-mothering duties. In my opinion, step-parents only exist if the stepchild says they do. Mine are still married, but like hell is that my stepmother She didn't marry into my family. He married out of it. They lost the house, someone else bought it, I bought the house and now they live with me. Tears of joy. I found Jesse Pinkman raising the rent to paying one half of his mortgage while I was 17 and had barely gotten my first job. Talk about killing your kid's economic future. It was easy decision to move out. Alcoholic, smoked like a chimney. You live and move on. My 18-year-old son just dropped out of school. As of this month he owes $450 per month plus one half bills as it's just the two of us. 12 months from now I'm gonna give him the $5,400 he's paid and ask him to leave. Why?